To feel better at home, we need natural light. And if you want to enhance it, here's everything you need to know. Hi, I'm Maya. I'm a designer and I help you create homes that support your lifestyle and your well-being. This is the second part of the guide to lighting. First one was about artificial light and how to use it in your home. And today I want to focus more on the natural light and how we can make our homes even brighter. Natural light affects how we sleep, how we feel, our energy levels, our ability to focus, and overall people live following circadian rhythm. And this is why we need and we want as much natural light in our spaces as possible. Natural light influences a lot our state of being and it correlates with different spheres of our life. When a light hits the eye in the morning, it signals to the brain to produce more serotonin, the happy hormone. In contrast, the darkness signals to our brain to produce more melatonin, which is sleeping hormone. This mechanism helps us to function in the day and sleep in the night. We want to boost the natural light a little bit, especially because when you are inside, you are not having the direct light most often. So to make sure that you are making the most of the light that you have inside, it's important to start with sunlight audit and to observe how the light is acting in your space, which spots are brighter, which spots are darker. Look at how is your apartment or your home placed and which windows look up at which side of the world. But it all depends on placement of your apartment. What do you have outside of your windows that could block the sunlight? Maybe some buildings next to yours. Also, what is the layout of the walls in your home? So I would advise you to look how the light is changing throughout the day to make sure that you are using the most of it. As I mentioned, you can also look at the layout of your space and which rooms go out on which side. East-facing rooms will be bright in the morning. South-facing rooms will have the most consistent daylight. West-facing rooms will have this golden hour light, and north-facing rooms will have limited light. All of them have limited light, and it probably will be softer because you won't get direct sunlight. Then based on that, think of which rooms you want to have where. East-facing bedroom will support the natural rhythm and sleep patterns because you will have this morning light that is supposed to wake you up, and when it's time to go to bed, to go to sleep, it will be darker. So it's a good solution from biological point of view. But bedroom isn't really a place that needs to be bright. So you can also think of using north-facing rooms as well for this. When it comes to office and living areas, you want to have it in a place with the most natural light. After doing this audit, you should know which place for the desk is the best. Also take into consideration if you are using a monitor that it can be hard to see when the light hits directly the screen. Here you can also consider the number of windows in a room, the size of windows, and this is why I think that doing the audit is the best way because there are more things that go into it. We can not only design by the light, but we can also design according to the dark zones. Not every room has to be bright. You want the brightest rooms to be the ones that you spend a lot of time in, but you can have darker bathroom where you probably using the artificial light, and if you want to know what type of lighting you should use in the bathroom, then go watch first part of this video about artificial light. You don't really have to have bright bathroom. It's super common to have bathroom without windows, and it is good use of the space. Additionally, you can use any other darker spot as a place for storage, for wardrobes, for built-ins. Also, hallways can be darker. It doesn't really matter as much because you are not spending your time there. Once again, I would add here bedroom, depending if the bedroom has only the function of sleeping, because if so, then it doesn't really have to be bright. You can have this dark cozy corner to go to sleep, and it will be also better for your sleep. You don't want to block the light, especially if you have limited amount of it. Try to avoid larger, heavier furniture next to the windows, heavier decor on windowsills. Also, if you have plants, maybe put them further away so that they don't block the light that is coming inside, but they absorb it from further away, of course, depending on the type of plants. I would also advise you to use sheer curtains instead of blinds, because blinds can take up more space from the window and can block it more. But if you want to keep your privacy, sheer curtains are the way to go. Also, I have recorded a video about privacy, so I will link it in the description and up here. But when it comes to light, you want sheer curtains in the morning, and in the evening you want some heavier ones to block the light and to allow this melatonin to produce in your body. To enhance the light, you should use one of my favorite tips, which is using mirrors and reflecting materials like metals. Especially chrome will work here best because shiny surfaces will reflect the most. So try to place mirrors opposite of the windows. It will not only make your space brighter, but it will also make your space feel bigger. Another link to video about how to use optical illusion to make your space seem bigger in the description and up here. This one is like full of connection, but I feel like all these tips somehow complement each other's. Mirrors opposite of windows and next to the windows to reflect the light. Also metal decor, metal accents. When you think about it, when you place a glass of water in the sun, it reflects this water. When you think about disco balls, they reflect small dots and spots of light. And if this is your style, you can also use something like this as a decor, and it really brings the joy to their space. Next tip can be controversial. I think that white walls are the best. Bright colors reflect light. So if you have white walls, it also reflects the light. Not as much as mirrors, but it helps you to keep the space brighter and lighter. So going for brighter colors, whites and beiges, also in other elements of your interior design, interior decor, will help you to keep your space brighter. If you find white walls to be boring, you can always have accent wall, but maybe try to do it further from the window, and the spaces next to the windows keep bright to add this reflection. Also, you can have a gallery wall, and it doesn't have to be boring. If you really want to brighten up your space and make it more interesting, you can have a gallery wall with accent mirrors and make it fun this way. I don't think that I will ever say that white is boring, because it depends what you do with it and what you do with the rest of the room. You can try to change my mind in the comments. I'm actually curious if anyone has some good arguments to convince me, but probably not. And to use the light to the fullest, you should also consider how you are using the space. When you drink your morning coffee, maybe do it next to the window or on a sunny chair to absorb some of the sun and to start your morning in natural light. Always remember to open your curtains to make it brighter. If you have west-facing rooms, go there in the afternoon and enjoy the golden hour. It's really beautiful. Try to move with the light and create the space that complements the natural pathways of the light. If you want to know what to do when the sun goes down and when you need to light up your space without artificial lighting, make sure to watch this video next. If you have enjoyed this one and if it was helpful, leave a like. If you want to see more from me, subscribe, and I will see you next. Bye!